my hip hop heads, thank y'all for tuning in. This is another episode, Digging with Demi. This is the Go Getter TV. I'm your host, Demi, and this is a show where, we collaborate with enthusiasts, DJs, collectors, hip hop junkies, and we let them show 5 pieces in their vinyl collection. So again, thank y'all for tuning in. My guy, I'm here with another enthusiast, man. We got my guy Zach here. Let me pull up to his spot. Rotten Island Records, man. How's it going today?
Great. How are you?
I'm here, man. I'm excited. Just give yourself a quick synopsis for the people. Let them know.
Okay.
Rotten Island Records. How long has that been in effect?
So we've been around between 6 and 7 years now. We started in Bushwick in Brooklyn. We were there for about 5 years, and that building got sold. And the new owners didn't want Riff Raff in his new...
rapping Riff Raff.
Yeah. So we moved out, and about 2 weeks after I found out that building was being sold, I got a call from Stevie, who runs Lambs, which we're on the 2nd floor of. And he said, "Yo, do you want to move into our 2nd floor? We got a vacancy."
Okay.
I said, "Of course."
No doubt. So you're the first real person who's in the trade of vinyl that I'm getting a chance to have on the show.
But I'm a collector first.
And
Sorry
you're
to cut you off.
No, I'm
first.
glad you pointed that out.
Seller second.
Collection is serious. I'll just plug the store real quick. We're in Manhattan. In case y'all don't know, I'm everywhere, Mr. Everywhere, you're never there. So we're in Manhattan.
Lower East Side.
Lower
We're at
East Side.
74 Orchard Street.
Yes.
Delancey Essex train stop. We're inside of Lambs, which is 3 floors of fire.
Dope jacket right here, man.
This is a Lambs jacket right here. This is the first varsity that we dropped. And we're on the 2nd floor. But when you come through, check out every floor because it's a delight for
It's
your
all in
eyes
the
and
culture.
ears.
Paintings, they got the little
Everything.
surfboard, all designs, all that. So
Everything.
pull up, make sure y'all pull up. So again, thanks Zach thank you for letting me have you on the show. Let me pull up. Being an enthusiast, and I see what you do on the culture. We're gonna have all your IG information on them for them to follow you.
Appreciate that.
So we're gonna get it started. 5 pieces. We have the first 3 is a talk piece. We just give it a little background on whether it's you like the cover, where you bought it from, you like the artist, whatever you want to talk about. Then we do the 4th one, which is a show-off piece to show off for other collectors. And then the 5th is one of your prized possessions, because I know there's many. So what are we setting it off with, Zach, today? What are we setting it off with? The first of the talk 3.
My top 5 hip hop albums.
Oh, these are your top 5. This is not just
No, but these are records that are important to me. But my
Okay.
top 5 hip hop albums
Okay.
jump around a lot. But
I was
for
about to
most
say.
of my life, my number 1 favorite album,
Oh, shit.
and you're a sucker if you think Jay-Z is whack,
Let's
Reasonable
go.
Doubt.
Brooklyn
His
in
first
the building.
album. There's an OG, of course.
Of course.
But Reasonable Doubt, if you think Jay-Z is whack, you're likely young or ill-informed, and you need to circle back and listen to this album.
Definitely a classic.
So that's my first one.
Nice. Salute to Jay-Z. Definitely one of the best to do it out there. So we're going to start with the next one, the second piece of the talk pieces.
Another one from my top 5. This album I first heard when I was in 6th grade when it came out. And people were like, Wu-Tang Clan. I was like, Wu-Tang what? Like what? This is a rap group? Like what is this?
W.
36, baby.
Let's go. You know what's crazy? I just played this 2 days ago to see if it still held
It's
up.
not crazy because it holds up.
Oh
This is
my
a
God,
record
does it?
that I'll play all the time, and it gets better and better and better. Just like a lot of classic hip hop does, you start to get references that you didn't know. You didn't
True,
understand that
true,
when you were young.
true.
Then you've read the book that somebody's talking about in the
yes.
rhyme, and you're like, oh, that's what he's talking about.
Yes, even
That's one of my favorite things
outside
about
stuff,
hip-hop.
like stuff that happens outside when you were younger. Wu-Tang Clan Enter the 36 Chambers, man. This is the shit right here.
This should be in everybody. I don't care what genre of music you like. This should be in your top 10. I'll be forgiving and say top 10. If you're a hip hop head, it better be in top 5.
Little Grace. Yeah,
So
that's
yeah, this
definitely
is an amazing album.
debut at that. This is a debut.
Debut.
So,
And changed music and hip hop forever.
listen, shout out to the Wu-Tang. Meth still out here killing it. Ghost.
My third,
Let's get to the next one.
I know a Queens representative will appreciate this.
Now, this is one of my favorite albums. Everybody knows my favorite
Infamous.
group right here. Infamous,
Mobb Deep, Infamous, OG, of course. I'm not going to say OG for everyone, it's all OG. But I don't even think like a lot of heads are like, yo, it's got to be OG, it's got to be OG. I own a record store. I'll tell you, it doesn't have to be OG. If you can pay $300 for an album or $30 for an album, and it, you know, you think it sounds worse, that's okay. Pay the $30, get that reissue until you have a lot of extra money and you can spend $300 on a record. Because it's kind of crazy to spend $300 on a record coming from a record man.
It's kind of crazy.
But I'll
but
take the $300
that on shoes,
for sure.
Though,
I'll
so
take it.
Yeah, some people spend it on shoes. So.
True that. But
yeah.
Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep.
Mobb Deep. Yo, rest in peace, P. You know what I'm
Rest
saying?
in peace, P. This album is amazing, bro.
Amazing. One of my all-time favorites as well. See, we ain't like right here. We ain't like right here. Real quick before you switch. So that's your 3 talk pieces. What's one of your favorite tracks on here?
Shook Ones Part 2.
Shook
Ones Part 2, baby. Shook One Part 2. And if you haven't seen the breakdown online, there's like a video online of how that beat was produced.
Yes, with the
there was a Jessica, it was the name of the song that was originally sampled, and they
with the stove and shit and all of that.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh yeah. The snare, the hi hat is a stove. A stove. You know when you turn on the gas stove and it goes. Right there, it just got me hyped out. Now I'm about to. Interview's over. We're listening to the album.
Listen, shout out to Mobb Deep. Rest in peace to P. We got Wu-Tang, Jay-Z as the 3 talk pieces. Now we're gonna get into the show off flex piece on the other collectors. What you got for them? Oh yeah, this is definitely a show off piece right here.
I have my background in underground hip hop. It's what, you know, got me started on records and what got me excited about life in a lot of senses. Old underground hip hop. There's a current underground scene that we'll talk about hopefully in a few. But this album, so the story of this album, how I got it, I bought a collection,
Never seen it on record.
Neither had I until this, and I've been looking for it. I got a collection. I didn't get to see the collection, which normally I would never do, and I paid a lot for this collection, but I had to go somewhere, and I asked my friend Tommy to meet the guy in front of our building and receive the collection and give him the money. And Tommy's not a record guy. I didn't ask him to look at it and like be like, yo, check out the condition before, you know. We had talked on the phone a bunch of times, me and this guy, and he seemed like he knew what he was talking about and knew how to properly gauge whether a record is in good condition or super fucked up. And it turned out that the collection was super fucked up. But
damn it,
what was nice and clean, and even though I paid way more for this to be the only record I was happy with, I'm still happy at the end of the day. I'm still happy that I got this co-flow.
This is definitely, like you said,
Fun Crusher Plus.
This is it right here. They love, what are the group members again? I already know.
LP.
I know LP. I forgot what's the other
Big
group
Just.
Big Just. Okay.
LP, so LP is from Run the Jewels. If you think you don't know Company
also
Flow.
Also a dope producer as well.
Also, I forgot who did the front cover, but the back cover was done by Ewok 5MH, legendary graffiti writer, and everybody should check out too. But yeah,
just the title one more time. I don't know if they make sure they get the title. This is
Company Flow Fun Crusher Plus.
I know they love this. They talk about this album on Tour the Heavy. So,
yeah. Fun Crusher also exists, which I didn't know. I knew Fun Crusher Plus back then. I was in Vegas digging at, I can't recall the name of the shop, but it was dope. And I was digging and I saw just Fun Crusher, and it looked like it's like a white jacket, looked like it was like a EP or some shit, and it was before Fun Crusher Plus. So Fun Crusher has some of these same songs, but then Plus has a bunch more. So I was hyped to find that, but then much more hype when I found this one.
Yeah, I've never seen that on vinyl though.
Yeah.
Salute to Company Flow, definitely held it down. I'm not gonna act like I was the biggest fan, but they definitely held it down during a time when rap was getting a little shiny.
Yeah.
It was getting a little shiny, and they definitely kept it funky.
Yeah.
So
shout out to Raucus. Shout out to Jeff
Shout out to
Jux.
Raucus. Yeah, they definitely kept it. And Easy P LP still out here
He's
doing it.
super relevant.
They just dropped Run the Jewels 4 last year, right? Was last year?
and Killer Mike.
Yeah,
I love Big Just. Big Just is super nice, but LP and Killer Mike I really love together too. Run the Jewels. Run the Jewels is ill.
Run the Jewels is ill. That last one was still sharp too. So shout out to them.
Yeah.
Another dope duo. Company Flow again. Like I said, they held it down during the time of hip hop. Definitely a group you gotta mention. So what I'm gonna do, man, I'm gonna do for my guy. He has an honorable mention, and it's definitely a dope pick. So this is definitely an artist that's just been killing it lately. So, you know, we're going to give him some light. Let him know your honorable mention.
I appreciate that, yeah, because I feel like if you like all the records I mentioned so far and you think there's no dope hip-hop happening right now,
Right, exactly.
you're wrong.
Right.
And you should check out the current underground scene. Tap in with Rotten Island Records if you need any recommendations. And immediately download, stream, buy, if you can, Kiss the Ring by Rome Streets.
Rome Streets, the
Rome
nicest rapper
Streets.
in New York right now.
Legit, the
I said
nicest rapper in New York right
it.
now.
Nicest rapper in New
100%.
York right now.
Oh,
New guy.
sorry if I OD'd and got too close to the camera, but I need to make sure you kiss
the
that ring. You know, you gotta
word.
kiss that ring.
Nah, it's a fire
Rome
album,
Streets
too.
is the king right now. That's why you're kissing the ring. This shit is fire. One of the newer signees to Griselda Records. So if you like Westside Gun, Benny, Conway, check him out. And also check out Stove God Cooks. While we're talking about new
Stove God.
Griselda signees, check out Stove God.
There's so much talent out here. That's why that's what my platform highlights too as well. Because a lot of people do talk that, oh, nobody's killing it now, or all the new people are whack shit. So
You know, the amount of times like somebody comes in here who's a hip hop head and tells me, yo, like, but there's no good hip hop right now. It's just because they're only listening to,
top 40 shit.
yeah, like, my bad, but you're listening to whack shit. That's why you think hip hop is whack right now. You're not tapped in, and,
Not tapped
and you
in.
got to do the work. With underground hip hop, you got to find it.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
especially more than before, because there's really no popular outlets that's really shining lights
Right,
on lights.
right.
So now you really gotta do the
You got
work.
to find
but
it. Or just come to Rotten Island or talk to Demi.
Tap in to Go Get a TV.
Like,
We out here,
we're
man.
good.
Stop following
We're good.
these other mainstream platforms that claiming they're hip hop, but we won't get into all of that.
Claiming they're hip hop, but don't even know what's bubbling in New York
Don't
right
even
now.
know they playing with the radio playing.
Yeah.
So with that being said, though, we're gonna get into your prized possession. Here, digging with Demi, hip hop vinyl show for collectors. The show 5 pieces, Rotten Island Records. My guy Zach closing out.
So,
What we got for 'em?
people probably expect my prized possession, since I'm a bona fide record man, to be like some super expensive or super valuable or super rare joint.
I can see that.
But it's not. It's not. It's just super fire and very personal for me. Big L, Flamboyant. This was the first record I ever bought
Really?
at Fat Beats.
Really?
Shout out to Fat Beats. You'll see
Nice,
the
nice.
Fat Beats joint I have on the wall in the
Nice.
B-roll. Shout out to Fat
R.I.P.,
Beats.
R.I.P. to
Shout
Big
out to
L.
my brother Ev Rock, who brought me there in high school. I was a senior or a junior in high school, and he brought me to Fat Beats when it had moved. It was on 8th Street, and he brought me to Fat Beats, and like you go upstairs into Fat Beats, and it's just like you're just immersed in underground hip hop, and it's like, holy shit! I left New York and went to a new world, the world of
Nice.
Fat Beats, and Fat Beats was a really dope, influential place. And I got this record. I was like, what should I get? And I was like, oh, they got Big L. So I got this Big L record, somewhere
L.
between underground and like not so underground,
Yeah.
starting to not be so underground.
Yeah, his status was underground, but he wasn't his content and aura and all. Look
yeah, and
wasn't.
he was respected by both sides.
Definitely,
Very well respected.
definitely.
So Flamboyant, Big L, my most prized possession,
No doubt, salute the Big L.
because
R.I.P..
it's the first record I ever bought. It started me on my journey. That's why I said earlier that like if it wasn't for underground hip hop, specifically Fat Beats, I wouldn't own a record store today, because that shit started me on my
On your journey.
addiction.
Hey,
And journey.
hip-hop
A beautiful
junkies,
journey.
We out here,
Hip-hop
hip-hop
junkies.
junkies. Know what I'm
But
saying?
yeah, this record and Fat Beats was the first piece in a puzzle that now is not complete, almost complete. We still got a few pieces to add.
Another great addition.
Yeah.
Nah, but salute to you, man. Thank you again for pulling up on Digging with Demi. Salute to that collection. Big L, honorable mention, Rome Streets. Y'all better tap in. Wu-Tang Clan, Mobb Deep, Jay-Z, and Company Flow. Make sure y'all subscribe, share, tap in, hit that red button.